A crash, a life loss, a moment that could have been written off as just another road accident. But this case is different. On 29th March 2026, along Jalan Raya Barat Klang, a 32 years old delivery rider lost his life. A father of three, gone in seconds, and what followed shocked many. Because the driver was not charged with reckless driving. He was not charged with negligence. He was charged under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which constitutes to murder. How does a traffic incident cross that line? Today, we take a closer look. The victim, Amirul Hafiz Omar, was on the road to fulfill his duty as a father. The accused, R. Sakti Ganapati, 28, was driving along Jalan Raya Barat. What happened next would change everything. At some point, the accused vehicle entered the opposing line at high speed.
At the scene, we confirmed that the vehicle had crossed into the opposite lane. The impact was a direct head-on collision with the motorcycle.
The collision was severe. The victim was thrown off his motorcycle and onto another vehicle. He died on the scene.
We secured the scene, gathered the dashcam footage and recorded witness statement. The reconstruction showed that the vehicle remained on the opposite lane leading up to the collision.
Then came the toxicology results.
The accused tested positive for alcohol, benzodiazepine, and THC.
The accused later pleaded guilty to drug consumption, but instead of charging under the Road Transport Act or Section 304, which constitutes to culpable homicide, the prosecution made a rare move. They charged him under Section 302 of the Penal Code, murder.
Ordinarily, cases like this falls under the Section 41 of the Road Transport Act or Section 304 of the Penal Code. However, based on the facts we found, we can conclude that this case reached the threshold for Section 302.
To respect, that's an outrage. Listed road traffic cases charging under Section 302 is excessive.
So what makes this case different? To answer that, we need to step into the law.
When a person drives into an incoming traffic at speed, the risk of death is definitely obvious. This is not a minor lapse, this is an act with immediate and serious danger.
The law requires knowledge. The accused must have the capacity to understand that his action or her action will likely cause death. In this case, the capacity is in a serious question.
And that brings us to the key issue, capacity.
Noticing while you are here, when there is a presence of drugs or also alcohol, it will impair the judgment, awareness and the reaction times of that particular person. When this happens, normally the person who under influence could not understand the implications of their action.
So the court must consider, did the accused truly understand the danger?
It's possible that his perception of risk was altered. This is very serious because this will affect whether the person meets the requirements of knowledge under Section 300.
However, the manner of the driving cannot be ignored. The vehicle was driven into the opposing lane and remained there. The conduct itself is inherently dangerous.
This is where the law draws the line. Negligence is a lapse, a moment of carelessness, but this was not momentary.
Even so, that does not automatically make it murder. At most, this falls under Section 304 of the Penal Code, which lies under culpable homicide not amounting to murder.
So now, two competing views emerge.
The act was so dangerous that death was likely.
The accused's lack of capacity to fully understand that risk.
And that the questions of capacity remains very critical for this case.
But the physical fact of the incident remained clear.
And this is what makes this case so significant. It is not about what happened, it is about how the law chooses to interpret it. A man lost his life, and a family lost a father. And the case now stands before the court, testing the limits of the law. We can see that the government is trying to push how drunk driving or reckless driving that causes death can be murder. And the outcome of this case may change how we see the road forever.